to get the first lot of falls up. Not too late tomorrow night, though, I guess. You'll be at the awards night, won't you? For sure. Although, for the life of me, I don't know why the Macadamia Association holds the awards night in March when we've all started the first harvest of the season. Most of the locals employ contractors to do it these days, Jenny said. You're one of the few plantations that still does their own harvesting. True, Dee nodded, as she slipped the rubber band off and flicked through the mail. Her attention was caught by an official-looking envelope addressed to her. Anyway, I'll see you there. Dave's the MC for the night. See you, Jen. The van took off and left her standing in a cloud of dust. As much as she didn't want the rain to come this week, the countryside did need a good soaking. Dee looked down at the envelope. With a frown, she turned the envelope over and looked at the return address. Baker and Baker, Lawyers and Solicitors, Darwin. She'd never heard of them and had no idea why a lawyer would be writing to her. Turning it over again, she checked the letter was addressed to her. Ms. Dee M. Peters, Hilltop Nuts, via Monticollum, New South Wales. That's me. She was the only Dee M. at their farm in the Byron Bay hinterland. Mum was Catherine Jane and Dad was Gerard John. Slipping the letter into her pocket and placing the rest of the mail on her lap, she climbed onto the quad bike, drove up to the house, and parked at the gate, copping a spray of water as the sprinklers came on to her mother's beloved roses. It was a perfect day in the Byron Bay hinterland. As it was named, the farmhouse of Hilltop was set on a ridge that ran parallel with the coast, and Dee never tired of the view from the house. To the east, the sea was a deep blue, reflecting a cloudless sky. Between the ridge and the coast, the lush, green landscape was broken by the silver glimmer of creeks and lakes. These days, the land between the farm was a mix of forest and farmland, as more and more dairy cattle properties had been converted to macadamia nut farms. She went across to the shed before she headed to the house, and spent 5 minutes looking for the spare parts. Dad had obviously not picked them up. The last thing she felt like was a drive into Byron Bay, but it would have to be done. His interest in the property had been overtaken by his desire to play golf lately. Sometimes Dee wondered why she worked so hard. It seemed as though she'd been working to get her father's approval and love for most of her life. With a frustrated sigh, she walked towards the house. As she got closer, she tucked the other mail beneath her arm and pulled the one addressed to her from her pocket. Carefully sliding her fingernail beneath the flap, she opened it. Her breath caught as she read the contents. Screwing her nose up, she read the letter twice before putting it back in her pocket and heading up the stairs. Her heart rate picked up and she felt a little bit sick. Unbelievable. It had to be some sort of joke or scam. Why did people have to do that? Is that you, Gerard? Her mother's voice came from the kitchen. No, Mum, it's me. I had to come back for a part for the harvester, and I got the mail off Jenny at the gate. I think Dad's still in town. Have you got time for a cuppa? I want to talk to you. A cold drink would be good. It's hot out in the trees today. Dee glanced into her bedroom as she walked up the hall and decided to forget about the letter until she went to town and finished down in the plantation. I'll just have a wash, Mum. When she came out of the bathroom, Dee slipped into her room and put the letter underneath her laptop. By the time she walked back through the house, her mother was sitting on the veranda outside the kitchen. Darling, how many times do I have to ask you not to wear those boots inside? Mum lifted a manicured hand and waved at Dee's steel-capped boots. Sorry, Mum, I was only inside for a minute. Wasn't worth unlacing them. I don't know why you have to wear such ugly boots, just like I can't understand why you have to be out on the tractor all day. You know your father can afford to hire workers for the harvest. I know the farm can afford to, but we don't have to spend that money. It gives us more to put back into machinery. I've got my eye on a new